Ravens at the Broncos. We all have bets on this game as we sit right now. The Broncos are 1 point home favorites at most books. It has flipped at FanDuel where the Ravens are 1 point road favorites there. 45.5, 45 is your total in this one. And this actually is my favorite bet of the week. This is a Ravens team that I think our last memory is them having to hit a 66-yard field goal against the Lions to win. Well, what a lot of people who are box score watchers and didn't really look at it from a big macro standpoint here was they were without a lot of starters in that game, either due to injury or due to COVID. Well, they get back Brandon Williams, Justin Houston, and Justin Madubuike this week. All three guys, two starters, one guy getting a massive amount of rotation. So all three of those guys come back in on the defensive side of the ball this week. Oh, by the way, a very thin wide receiver core now gets much, much better as Miles Boykin and Rashad Bateman get activated off of IR as well. You got the Broncos missing Jerry Jeudy. Now KJ Hamler goes on season-ending IR for them. There's just a ton to dislike here. And listen, same thing that we've said about the Panthers. You can only play who the NFL has put in front of you so far. So one thing we can say about this Broncos team is they've gone out and they've got it done against the pathetic schedule that they have had to do it against. And they have done it well. They are, a couple of 2 touchdown wins and then a 26-0 shutout. But it was of the Giants, the Jaguars, and the Jets. About as soft an opening to a season as you could possibly have. It is a different animal coming to town here now in this Ravens team with more weapons at wide receiver after getting activated off the IR, with more weapons than we saw last week because half these guys were on the defense were inactive because of COVID. I think we're just getting a really, really good number here to be able to get this team as an underdog. I played them at 1.5, and I have them in so many teasers up to 7.5 as well. Brad, I know that Steven's thinking the same as me, but you're looking more at the total in this thing.
Yes. Yeah. I was surprised to see this at 45, a couple of rogue 45.5s floating around. Given what we've seen from the Broncos, I think they've gone under all 3 games, but also given the injuries that you touched on there, missing Jeudy and Hamler at wide out, probably going to be missing both offensive guards here as well, which is, again, not good. And then the Ravens, as you say, getting healthy on defense, all those guys off the COVID list, getting Jimmy Smith back last week, I think he played 19 snaps or so, but he's going to be playing more out there. So who's getting open? Like who's blocking for Teddy Bridgewater, and who's getting open? Like I really do see the Broncos struggling to move the ball. But on the other side, I'm not convinced Lamar is suddenly going to start going nuts through the air. Now he's got a couple of extra receivers. For one, they're still weak at tackle. They've still got Villanueva playing left tackle, unless Ronnie Stanley's back. I thought he was still out. You got any news on that one?
Yeah, I haven't seen an official designation on him yet.
But yeah, Villanueva is not blocking Von Miller, and then the Broncos corners are best in the NFL per PFF grading. So you've still got Hollywood Brown and a rookie Rashad Bateman. It's not an elite passing offense. So I can see the Ravens struggling to move the ball as well. They'll probably have some luck on the ground. They run against everyone on the ground. But again, that's pretty good for an under even if they're biting off 6 yards a chunk.
Steven, you like me are in on the Ravens, also in on the Ravens and teaser legs.
I thought this line move was an overreaction. It was Baltimore -3. It's moved 4 points now to 1 or 1.5 for Baltimore as an underdog. Look at what these offenses that Denver had to play did in the first couple of weeks here. The Jets, Jags, and Giants are all below average red zone scoring percentage. The Ravens now they have to face are number 3 in that category. This is also one of our lead writer Eli Hershkovich's best bets. He likes the Ravens. Baltimore first in yards per rush attempt and boasts the 7th ranked EPA per rush. And that's setting up Lamar Jackson on the play action. He has the 4th highest play action completion percentage at more than 78%. So I think that this line was an overreaction. I'm happy to get 4 extra points of value on it.